Xiaomi's Redmi Note smartphones are basically the best budget smartphones in the world. And a couple of months ago, Xiaomi launched the Redmi Note 7, which I reviewed and I said it's basically the phone that tells the world that you don't need an iPhone anymore. It provides you 90% of the experience at 10% of the cost. Now Xiaomi has quickly come up with a refresh to the Redmi Note 7. They call it the Redmi Note 7S. And more or less it's the same phone. You get the same design, same display, same battery life, same processor. But there's one little change. It's here in the camera. They're using a new 48 megapixel camera and gone is the 12 megapixel camera. Of course, it's coupled by a 5 megapixel depth sensor. So here I'm going to tell you why this remains the best budget smartphone for almost everyone on the planet. Before I talk about the camera on this phone, let me give you a quick recap of what the Redmi Note 7 was all about and what the Redmi Note 7S brings to the table. For starters, you get the same old design. It's not very old actually, it's just a couple of months old and it looks damn gorgeous, particularly in this red. It's a metal and glass finish. It's a very symmetrical design, so it is also very ergonomic. You get Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the back, which makes it super sturdy. So it's not like you're going to drop this and it's going to shatter. Obviously, if you drop it really badly, it will. You also get some splash proofing, so if it rains, which I really hope it rains in Delhi, it's going to be pretty good. Internally, you get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 processor, which is a really good processor. So if you're going to be playing PUBG a lot, the gaming performance is going to be decent without any frame rate choppiness. And in day-to-day use, it's going to be actually fantastic. You're going to use YouTube Music, WhatsApp, Gmail, watch videos, even Netflix. It has Windowine DRM certification, so you can watch Netflix in full HD also. Overall, a great performer, especially when coupled with MIUI. MIUI is obviously Xiaomi's proprietary Android skin and it's kind of like an OS these days. It's built on the foundations of Android Pie, but it gives you a ton of customizations. Probably the only thing you won't like about it is the fact that it has ads, but you can manually turn them off. And if you like iPhone-like gestures, then MIUI does a really good replication of those gestures as well. And talking about battery life, the Redmi Note line has always been known for their batteries. Big ass batteries, right? 4000 mAh battery, USB Type-C charging with quick charge support. And in day-to-day usage, it's going to last you a day. That's what you need to know, and it's going to be really, really rock solid. So it is a very good performing phone. The star of the show, of course, is this dual camera system on the back. It gets a Samsung 48 megapixel sensor, which uses pixel binning technology, and also there is a depth sensor, and overall the image quality is really, really good. It's not a huge step up from the 12 megapixel camera that was there on the Redmi Note 7, but it is a very decent upgrade, particularly if you are like me, who is always partying out there and taking photos of dimly lit nightclubs. Then this is the camera that you need. It's also coupled with a night mode, which really does well in low light scenarios, and the processing is also pretty nice. The phone takes photos pretty rapidly, and even if you're going to shoot a lot of video, it's going to do a pretty decent job. It's just that the microphones are kind of tinny, so if you're going to be in very, very loud environments, the capture of the audio is not going to hit the sweet spot. But there are other things that I really like about this phone. It's kind of a standard issue with a lot of Xiaomi phones, but I really need to talk about them. For instance, you get an IR blaster out here. You know, if you can't find your remote, you can kind of control your AC with this IR blaster. You can control your TV with this IR blaster. Lots of gadgets can be operated using this IR blaster, and I don't know why most smartphone manufacturers don't put it in their phones. Xiaomi still does, and I really appreciate that. then you also get a headphone jack. And it's coupled with a really powerful DAC also, so the audio quality pumped out of the headphones is really solid. And then on the front you get this teardrop notch. Obviously a lot of Xiaomi phones last year had iPhone like notches. Now they've reverted to this teardrop notch, which was there also in the Redmi Note 7, and it's a nice touch considering this phone is just about 11K. And then you can really pump this phone up if you get a better configuration. You can have 64GB of storage, 4GB of RAM. It's a really powerful phone, really feature packed, and for most people this is what they need. They actually don't need an iPhone.